case you missed in our last session, Bjōlan and Ūpōnōr set off from the palace to the site of the collapsed ruin within the sewer system of Rejlaz Rhekōlb. Accompanied by a small dispatchment of soldiers, including an irascible coot named Jōkund, they worked to clear the rubble from the ritual site and uncover the remains that Melbim had glimpsed on the other side. However, when that path was cleared, the body was gone, and in its place they found a pack of hideous ghelmōrl, vicious little creatures that are basically a mouth with rows of teeth, sitting on top of two scrawny legs with some bulging eyes on the side to boot. The party of 8 was able to dispatch them with relative ease, if after a few nasty bites. Their task successfully failed. Ūpōnōr convinced Bjōlan to do some cost-free shopping on the way back to the palace. After gathering some supplies, they returned and found that research does not progress very far in a matter of a few hours when you have to spend most of the time restoring the texts you're reading along the way, even if you're as formidable as the trio of Nibdrum, Fisfinir, and Ashtakroc. The 5 of them went off to find Melbim in the palace to see what he had to say for himself when the body he claimed to be there was not found. Trouble was, he'd got himself stabbed in the back, alone in his room. Luckily, Ashtakroc was able to revivify him with only a little bit of blood loss. Then the accusations started flying. Guards were dispatched, and Ūpōnōr tried to break into Mokaro's room several times. Melbim did divulge that the body he saw had telltale markings of belonging to the shadowy Vapian Brotherhood. But there were a few other answers to be had at the moment. In the end, it was decided that Melbim perpetuate the ruse that he had been killed, remaining hidden within the palace grounds, and Mokaro returned to the Kistalnrid as if to escape the looming danger. The session ended with our party making their way into the palace grounds to meet for the first time with King Yolar. And with that, you're caught up for today's episode of Umbalin and Oblivion. Welcome back to Umbalin and Oblivion. We're here with all of our boys, starting with...
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm playing Bjōlan, the Fonril fighter.
Fonril fighter. Next up...
I am Wade, playing Ūpōnōr Pex, artificer.
Kashar. Yeah,
Kashar.
Yeah, we'll get it. We're gonna get it.
Hello, I'm Wyatt. I'm playing Fisfinir, a Ludum, an elf.
I'm Will. I'm playing Nibdrum, a Rulyon Veneer cleric.
And as you heard in the introduction, we are currently en route to finding that good old king boy. The boy King Yolar, so recently instantiated, with Ashtakroc leading the way. You have exited out of the back of the palace and as you exit out, you look from the balcony that you've exited onto. It's a very nice, sort of balustraded balcony that looks out over the ocean in the back. It's a nice, very lovely scene. I mean, there weren't so much death everywhere. It'd probably be a very nice place to be. But Ashtakroc takes you down the side path from there. It actually comes out level at some point, so there's a depression directly behind. As you can, not this map. On the other map, where is it? On the other map, you can kind of see it. Where did I put it? Oh, it's over there. It's fine. You can sort of see it on that map. I'll put it up right here. Haha. Oh, I forgot to mention. Congratulations, YouTube. You get a 15-minute preview of our episode. Let me clock the time there. Okay. Got it. Now I know when to cut you guys off. We'll get there in a bit. But anything you guys want to do as we're walking out across the grounds, which the grass has started to become green again after everything that had occurred during the recent cataclysm. you look off to the east and see the Queen's Glade over there with its trees. The trees don't look very good. They don't look very good, but the grass is starting to become green again. Anything you want to do on your way over there?
So we're still on like the palace grounds, right? We're just like in like a bit of the garden area.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and pull it out then. I'll go since we have questions. So where are we? We're over there. Over there. Right. So you see, there's the palace.
Mm-hmm.
There's the palace itself, and so yeah, here's the little balcony that you walked out on. You see, you're looking out over this way. Queen's Glade's over there. That's where Yolar likes to traipse about the grounds, get some fresh air. Oh yeah, let's not set the map on fire.
Very close.
Probably to get very close. Yeah, so that's where you're headed right now. You can see the lake. Oh, which I forgot the name. Off. Okay, yeah, that big old lake boy. Upper Lake, we'll call it for now.
I would like to be casting. Let me make sure I can actually do this. No, I cannot do that, so never mind.
Okay.
Enjoying the scenery.
Enjoying the scenery? Yes.
Any Napoleon machinations? I want more.
No, back here you don't see anything back here. Yeah, there's nothing back here. This is like the private grounds of the palace. So
How many did I start off with? Do you
I think
remember?
three it was. So it should be at 2. Yeah, we should be at 2 at this point.
Are we like in a garden area? It's like, or is it just a flat, stony like promenade?
No, it's you entered onto a sort of a balcony, but then it turns sort of just into like general grounds. The Queen's Glade at one point would have actually housed a small population of animals on it, but it's grassy, open lawn at this point, but not necessarily a garden. The garden is on the other side of the balcony.
It's a very sad.
Below the balcony.
It's a very sad golf course.
Yeah, when you're looking out over that, you saw like the garden. It's all dead stuff. Like there's nothing. It would have looked so great like 2 Jashrit ago. Maybe even one Jashrit ago. Yeah, that's 3 herbals, which is 5 days. So it's half a month.
Oh wow. Been a while.
Yeah.
We're being led by Ashtracroc, right?
And Melbim. Melbim is there as well.
I would like to saddle up next to Ashtracroc if I can.
Mm.
And I want to ask him, like, excuse me, Ashtracroc. That was not the accent.
You did good.
Like to leave the week. Is there any? How are we? Put this politely. What is the best way for us to refer to the king as? Is he okay? I understand he's lost his mother and father rather recently. Is he already taken on the mantle of king, even though it's not been a ceremony, or?
We will be foregoing a official coronation, but the rights have already passed from his father, from King Beryl to Yolar. So it is perfectly appropriate at this point to refer to him as Your Majesty or Your Excellency, some sort of general honorific. He is not too particular himself. He's still getting used to the title. He hasn't expressed an official opinion on his preferred nomenclature.
I understand. Also, bow or no bow?
Certainly a bow. He is.
I'm glad I asked.
He's officially a king, so he's due proper respect. And we will.
I'm sorry, I don't get out of the towers very often, so it's still very new to me.
There's not many kings in Umbalin. I know this is it's a relatively recent development for all of us.
And so you continue across the grounds, and at some point you see he's young. I mean, he's actually probably about your age. Not probably. He is about your age. Not as big as you are, because you're a big beefy barn boy growing up on the farm. He did not grow up on the farm, but he's not small by any means. He's about 5'10"ish. He is rather pale. As you see him approach, he's wearing very, very nice blue, sort of a cobalt blue robe as he approaches you all, and he notices you all. Obviously, it's a group of 5 people out in the middle of the lawn, so it's hard to hide. And he walks up to you all.
We all bow.
So I'm looking kind of gray-faced, a little sick, but I want to step up front. I pictured myself towards the trail of the group, the back.
Yeah.
I was tailing behind, but I come forward and I want to immediately kneel before him,
Mm-hmm.
and I hold up my glaive
And make a Constitution check.
Do you wet yourself?
Bjōlan, my lord, I believe I may be the last of the line of the Kjorbaj, and if it will be your will, I, Bjōlan, would be honored to take up my Pajo's mantle and be one of the last remaining Kjorbaj in your name.
Bjōlan, you said your name was?
Yes, sir.
Raz Bjōlan. Your Pajo, he was he in the city?
Yes.
Steward, it's a Kjorbaj, I imagine so.
Yes. My Pajo's name was Tarek, and my Daja was Mila, and they were both here.
Yeah, my father sent out many invitations for his birthday, and it's hard to say that your Sansoan attended, but it's the circumstances. I'm sure that I'd rather have had seen him rejection myself. But Raz Bjōlan, I will certainly accept the commission. I hope you will.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, and I am grateful for the role you've stepped into, but I am sorry that it was under such circumstances.
That makes 2 of us in that regard. But the Kjorbaj, you say that I had not considered it myself, that the Kjorbaj would have all been in the city. Ashtakroc, do you know how many Kjorbaj had made? Have we found any sort of record of attendance that has made it through, say, Cataclysm? I hadn't come across any in the king's quarters.
At the moment, sire, we have not found an official list. We know that, as per the custom, all Kjorbaj were sent an invitation, but I'm not too familiar with the population myself. Is there a chance that any would have declined an invitation?
As you know, Ashtakroc, I have not been in the capital for some time. I've been abroad studying with Ashtakroc here, and I've come under the tutelage of some of the Sashek councilmen from the Karatanil. So I'm not too familiar with the current workings of Kjorbaj interplay. There are a couple that come to mind. Any that you're aware of that maybe stayed behind it? I'm not. You said you were a steward of what's town?
You know the one.
Yeah. So that would be Ojmat, sire.
Ojmat. Oh, Locktown.
Yes.
Not for Ojmat. It would have been just the one.
It would have been just my Pajo.
Locktown of that size.
And I didn't venture far beyond the Locktown itself. I mean, plenty of country sites, but
playing the double role of steward and Kjorbaj is a hefty responsibility. It's hefty. I commend you for stepping in under the circumstances.
Well, thank you, sire. I just would like to do my very best to live up to my Pajo's name and fill the
sure
large shoes he left himself. Sorry.
I trust that you will do your best. I trust that you will do your best. Well, that's all that we can do at this time. And as you sort of look at him, he obviously sounds ill, and yeah, he has a rather pallid demeanor, and you see he's got a headband. It looks like not necessarily a wound wrapping, but it goes around his head just across the forehead, and there's sort of like spindly little black veins that you see just peeking out from the bottom of it.
Can I do a medicine check?
Yeah, you can do a medicine check.
Can I do an Arcana check? Because I'm getting curse vibes.
For an Arcana.
19.
Once again, you guys should just let him roll for literally everything. However, for a 19, it's a great roll. Don't get me wrong.
I'm assuming it's something
Great
very-
roll. But with that little visual information,
Yeah.
it could be anything. I think you would assume like some sort of infection, maybe. But you'd think that he would be, with the state of that, you would think that the infection would be worse
Mm-hmm.
if you're seeing like that sort of
Intense.
blemish marks. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. What'd you get for your
Oh,
Arcana?
I haven't rolled yet. Not much.
Not better than a 19?
No,
Okay,
no.
well, yeah, you wouldn't get any additional information.
I think like
beyond that.
16 or 17.
16? 16, you say, something's wrong.
Mhm.
So,
Can
there's
I-
something wrong. in
Can
this
I
situation.
roll an arc?
No, you only get one roll.
Fine.
Medicine was a better call anyways. It would have had a lower DC on it.
It's insight, right? Is that the check I want? Like where
Uh,
you're looking into.
Well, I don't know what would be the insight that you're trying to check though? I
Okay.
don't know if there's been much.
Just his overall bearing. Just how is he?
I mean, you don't need an insight check for that. It's
It's
pretty
just pretty plain.
Yeah, it's pretty plain. Like he's not trying to put on any
Sure,
sort of airs.
sure.
He's
So that
essentially
would
in his
be
element.
more what insight would be for, to see through
if
deception.
you had
or
asked him a question,
okay.
you want to do an Arcana check?
I realized I have +5.
Okay, you can try it.
I got better than 19.
Did you roll a nat 20?
No, I rolled a 22.
A 22? Yeah, that's not too much better. 22. Would you get any additional information beyond that? I mean, you would definitely
Or
get that same
Arcana in
information.
particular.
For Arcana, it was a higher DC, so I don't think you would get any additional information above that. Because it's at this point you don't know that it's specifically a magical effect, anyways.
Can we just ask him, or is that too rude?
I mean, that's up to you as your character, man. That's a personal choice.
I would like. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Was King about to say something?
If you're not saying something in character, you can go ahead and speak.
I was going to do something in character.
Okay. Well, he was going to continue his conversation. That he started,
Then I shall refrain.
unless you want to interrupt him.
No.
Okay. As far as Kjolbash, there are a few that I do know were not on the best terms with King Beryl. We have one of the Kjolbash in Sholpash, protectorship over there. Arnon was not on the best terms. He might have declined. There's no. It was Yopal. Yopal. I mean, he's not far, but he does not particularly care for. Did not particularly care for the king. And then Telbrick. 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 We've been planning for him to pass for some time. He's been set to stand in repose in the Temple of Zelhos for any reroll at this point, but he just keeps on going. I can't imagine that he would have made the trip. Can't imagine they would have made the trip over here. He's in where is he? He's in Baradon. So it's not hard, but it's all land. So it's not a fun trek by any imagination. Coming off the road myself, I know that. I'd much rather take a ship than across land, but Baradon, there's not a way. But I don't have a way of getting word out to them at the moment. We could send a rider, but that would be several balls at least before they return. And at that, Melbim does chime in. He says, well, if we just have the 3 ideas at the moment, then I could reach out to them. Greetings, Your Majesty. We met before. Just a side note, I'm not here at the moment. Just so you're aware, there's a little bit more going on than...
He's dead.
Yeah, technically I am currently playing as dead because I was stabbed in the back in the evening. Didn't get a full rest, but I can still reach out to those 3 to see if any of them are available at the moment. Where? Astrocrop dead? What? You're not dead. That's correct.
No.
That's correct.
Well, like, he is dead.
But
Wink,
hush,
wink.
hush. Sire, hush, hush. We're playing it as though I were dead because it's not often that I am murdered. And we'd rather think that they succeeded than they didn't. Luckily, our friend here, Fistveneer, came up with that idea, and Mokaro, I regret to inform you, has departed the capital. He has taken his leave back to the Kisteonrid. Figured that to keep up appearances, that he should flee, essentially, with things happening as the way they did. There's very conflicting feelings with all of that coming to me at the moment.
Is Melbim doing anything to disguise himself? Does he have disguise self? Or is he just wearing a hooded cloak?
I mean, right now, you guys.
He's got a glass.
You guys decided.
He's got Groucho glasses.
You guys decided he was going to stay dead 5 minutes ago. Yeah, probably about 5 minutes ago, he decided that he was going to stay dead. More than that, because Mokaro has left at this point. I don't know if he's not an illusionist.
I need a bit of a recap. I'm trying to connect the dots of our main objective at the moment. I mean, we don't have a main objective, but we figured out that somebody
Figure out the runes.
We figured out the runes.
You figured out what the basics of the runes.
Yes.
That they are going to correspond with the patrons. That it was a large scale ritual that appears to have been some sort of means of arcane transport.
And what was the connection with the stabbing and the Kisteonrid higher?
Yeah. So when Melbim saw the body at the ruined rune,
He recognized.
he saw a body. Didn't tell you at the time. He's like, oh shoot, that guy's Vapian Brotherhood.
That's what it was.
Yeah, he was Vapian Brotherhood, and then you're back here, and where are we? We are at, and so Vapian Brotherhood. He didn't told you that after he got murdered. You guys think now at this point that those are connected things because they did send word to the Kisteonrid when he had a little tete-a-tete with Mokaro about such a matter. They did send word to the Kisteonrid that, hey, we may tangentially be involved with this, and that is not a good look for the Kisteonrid, which is nominally the other half of the Kistone set. There are two kingdoms set up after. Okay, we're getting a little tangent here. After the War of the Breach, there were two. Oh, right, I can do this. After the War of the Breach, there were two regions gifted to the Fonril. The Fonril got this one over here, Kingdom of the Highlands. The other guys, the Norinil, got the kingdom. Well, the Kistone, which means. Kistone, that's what they are called. Aeln is gift, red means land, so it's the land gifted to the Kistone.
Okay.
So they're over here. But since the incursion of the Fire Shores, the Lopari have kind of inserted themselves within the internal politics of the Kistaelnrid. So that's why they're all from here. And since they're the other Kistone domain, they are tightly aligned with the Highlands, with the Fonrel Kingdom.
So the Vampian is the Vampian Brotherhood part of the
Mopari culture.
Mopari? Okay,
Right. Because Vamp is one of the patrons
that's
of
right. Okay.
them in the Far Shores. So yes, there are a lot of different connections that you have to draw there. Any questions on that? Lord Dump.
No.
Okay.
That's what history checks are for.
Yes, but that's actually what you put together so far, because with collaborating with your own internal knowledge as a character and what you've decided.
In my dumbed down version,
Yes.
accurate.
What?
Dark Elf, Dark Brotherhood.
Well, I mean,
We don't know.
The Mopari are not equivalent to Drow.
I know not equivalent, but I'm literally saying skin color.
Oh,
Dark Elf. I thought they
they-
were darker complected.
They are. They're grayish. So
Yeah,
it's,
that's what I was picturing.
Yeah, they're all some sort of rather neutral tone, grayish sort of color. Yeah,
And also not
like
necessarily
a cloudy
assassins.
sky. Their coloration is that of like a cloudy sky, but not at sunset or sunrise. For the most general explanation of it.
While we're in between convo here, can I do an insight check on Ashtakroc to see how he's generally vibing with the situation? Like, I'm trying to, base off of him, understand how I should feel about the king and his obvious sickness.
Gotcha. So you're trying to get a read on how Ashtakroc feels with essentially this being his first public appearance.
Yeah, I'm like, is Ashtakroc standing like with the morbid sorrow of someone who knows there's only so much time left? Or
Yeah, you can take that. As he does that roll, we're going to say goodbye to YouTube. We're going to go visually behind the paywall. If you want to keep on watching us do this all, is it a nat 1 or a nat 20?
it's in that one.
Nat 1,
Ashtroc's
okay.
having a
can I help
great time.
Ashtakroc.
Am I certain the king will die any minute now?
My lord!
Give me a high low. Give me a high low. Here.
Hi.
All right, let's see what you get. Ooh, I rolled a nat 1. So
It's meant to be.
what I did establish the high level. I think high would mean that you're right. So you don't think that he is about to immediately die. If that's what you were thinking with the nat 1. So
Maybe I just assume that's how some humans look.
I think at that point you just don't get a read. You're like,
You think it's
he's
a
hard to
cultural
read.
thing?
Mhm.
Yeah. The kings just kind of look like that.
Yeah.
That's
that
how
headband
it
must be on
is.
really tight.
Yeah. I didn't know they had black blood.
Yeah.
I didn't know they're like the Nebel in that way. Bye, YouTube. All right, now that I mean, you can still listen, obviously, because you're listening to us right now. But if you want to keep on watching, head on to that Substack, or if you're on the podcast, we're on all the podcast platforms. You can listen on the Substack as well. So, good times had by all. Back into it. Yeah, you don't get a read on Ashtakroc. That's the situation as it currently stands. So you came out here to talk to him to see about the Kjorbaj specifically, because as you were discussing it in there, you're like, the Kjorbaj seem important, and this guy might be the only one left, and he doesn't really know what he's doing.
Oh yeah.
Kjorbaj, you don't really know what that means, but it seems important.
Would I have an inkling?
You
Being
guys can,
technically closer
you-
to them than
you haven't really said
either
much
of them.
about being a
I think
so you know that
Ashtakroc said more than I have.
yeah.
All I mean is I'm on the other side of the mountain.
Right.
Well, I mean,
So would I know
You're like
whispers of...
You're right here. That's not super close. There's technically this is technically all Yungel territory, and this is all Feblicin territory.
That
So you're
rivery
right.
area is where he's from.
I'm from the
No,
north.
he's
I'm
from
way
up
up
here.
there. But I was also alive when these things began to exist, so I assume I just know.
Yeah.
Just trying to
he,
understand the
He lived
topography.
through the War of the Breach. So
I got
he's-
wind like, oh, there's a kingdom. Oh, that's a novel idea.
So overall,
Yeah.
the
One guy in
Kjorbaj,
charge. That's weird.
the Kjorbaj is a secret of our race.
It-
But
Not anymore.
it's not.
there's probably remnants, I would assume, of it being utilized in past.
If you were paying attention,
Wars.
you would know what a Kjorbaj. You would be able to recognize like the Kjorbaj as like some sort of specialized warrior, but you wouldn't necessarily know all the details. You guys have picked up that he knows the runes because he's a Kjorbaj, and that's something to do with the further, which is
He's a runic warrior.
You don't have to put so blunt the point on it, but sure. Yeah, you could call him a runic warrior subclass or something.
Kjorbaj.
I gotta keep things simple, guys. My brain only so big.
Oh, that's the language I speak.
Okay, yes. So that is why you're talking to the king at this point, to see if there are any Kjorbaj alive. He has now proffered 3 names. Melbim has said, I can talk to him, but it doesn't sound like that. He sounds
You
British.
mind giving me the first one again? Because I did not get to write that down.
Anen, which you could just do phonetic spelling. It's technically Ahnen.
Nope.
So we just like hang out and wait.
Do,
And then there's Yopal.
Are any of these?
Give me the deets on him again. I got the other 2.
Anen, he's from the Shoal Pash, so he's just like super far away. I mean, he was stationed.
He doesn't have a beef.
He's stationed over here. You can't really see that.
Only
He's way over here. And
only
this is-
Yoba has a beef.
The Shoal Pash is far away, and also like it's super dangerous. So it's like not the place you want to leave untended necessarily, because it's it's one of the fallen domains of Umbalin, the first fallen domain, as a matter of fact.
Melbim,
So he's on constant duty.
Yes.
just heading on D. If you're sending out messages, aren't you dead? What I'm meaning is could these messages be intercepted magically?
They cannot be intercepted, no. But thing is, these guys might also be dead. That's what we're testing at the moment. And I will not, as per my usual script, provide my name or title. So they would only have, some magic person has spoken to me and is from the king. And we hope to elicit some sort of response.
I just want to check with you because you seem to really like your titles. So
Well, technically I don't have any anymore, so
isn't that grand?
I don't enjoy the amount that you enjoy saying that.
Comment down
Pardon
below
me,
if you
sire.
like that.
Okay, I bet you, Melbim.
We have getting along swimmingly with these all strangers.
The boys.
Pardon me, I will be back momentarily with hopeful news that I've heard from someone. And he walks off. Yeah, he did this before. Remember, he sent a message to.
I was like, what do we do while we wait? We just like hang
Oh,
out.
I was
go
gonna
enjoy the
speak
palace.
to the king.
Yeah, like it'll take like literally it could take him as little as like 30 seconds.
Go for it. You break the elephant.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Why you
look gross, bro.
What?
What did? How dare you?
While Melbim walks off to go do his thing, I would like to maybe take like one more step closer to the king, not too not too close. Give another bow
Mhm.
and say
No,
they're nice and fold them, really. And I'll say Your Majesty, I am Fisfanir of the Leiludum. I come from the towers, and I just wanted you to know that in this trying time, your neighbors, the people, and the lands around you, we all are deeply sorry for this catastrophe, and we're here to help as well. If there's anything I can do to assist in any way, I'm gladly use anything in my powers to do so.
We will use all the help that we can get at this moment. Ashtercock has informed me of the towers and of your involvement from Omvarog. We appreciate it greatly. How has the research gone today? I know that you were all going to dig into the library some. I had not heard any responses or any sort of progress made about the runes.
At the moment, sire, the progress has been slow. A lot of the tomes we have to refresh and keep up along the way. And what we have been able to uncover hasn't been very helpful. That's why we're hoping to speak with these people to go to the living source of the information.
That would be preferable. Hopefully, Melbim is able to get in touch with some of them. I remain hopeful. I remain hopeful that we'll be able to find a way through this.
Insight on the find a way through this and him being hopeful. Does that sound like the words of a man who's about to die?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
I mean, if no one else wants to do it, were you going to do something?
I mean, if anybody should, it's me. I'm the least have the least amount of decorum.
I was just,
Who has the most charisma?
I can rip the bandit off. I'm actually quite charismatic, surprisingly.
None of you are charisma casters, which isn't great.
No.
Intelligence, and
I'm gonna rip the band-aid off.
you guys don't have a face really.
You can probably
While I imagine there's like a slight lull in the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, if none of you are saying anything, he's
Yeah.
done his
And Fistfenir would like to, as politely as possible, say, Your Majesty, I don't mean to be rude, but as we're trying to gather more information, try and figure out what happened here. That the affliction you seem to have, your veins. I'm sure you're aware. Did that happen?
Sorry.
Have you not?
Bjōlan's like white knuckling his glaive.
It is. It's like
You can hear wood just like slightly.
there's like
crackling.
black veins around his forehead, right?
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't-
joking.
Okay.
I'm joking.
I want to make sure I got it right. I would say,
You're also way older than him.
yeah, but I need to treat him like,
Yes, he's like hundreds of years old.
child. Listen,
Capital H.
did that happen before these events, before the catastrophe, or after?
Oh,
And what is it?
yes.
I'm just kidding.
Yes. The trip from Joshka Gishka was eventful, and I came across some unforeseen circumstances that have left me somewhat worse for wear. But Ashtakar is helping me through it. He intends to stay until I am well. And like I said, we remain hopeful through it all.
I want to lean towards Will, towards
Nimdrum. Yeah. Oh, this
There you
is
go.
great. Yeah, perfect. There we
Yeah.
go.
It'd be great if I had one too.
You shut your
Yeah,
mouth,
the stinky
Bjōlan.
fish.
Everyone knows you're
I think he ate the
Bjōlan.
stinky fish.
Your Majesty, again, I don't mean to be bold, but in these trying times, I fear we might need to let ceremony fall a bit to the wayside for efficiency. Do you know a name for this affliction, perhaps? I'm wondering if I can send word to the towers. We have endless resources to investigate.
All right, persuasion.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm offering to say, hey, I can have my doctors check it out.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby!
No way.
It's not that 20, but it is a 21.
Okay.
21.
I'm a kind old man. Well, I don't look that old. He doesn't know how old I am. Can I cast Prestidigitation to give me advantage? Make myself smell nice.
21.
It's like a critical piece of information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
I just want to know what to transmit to the tower. To be like, hey, can you guys investigate this and know if there's any known cures or...
Speaking of transmit, is
Because
it now?
the vibe I'm getting is he was attacked at sea by some sea monster.
Or he was doing something shady.
He ate the pufferfish.
What do you think a nat 1 means in this case?
I think...
It would probably be. I mean, I was rolling.
If I was doing a
Spill the
charisma,
beans.
if I was doing a charisma roll to convince him, he
Yeah,
rolls a 1.
he lost that charisma,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe kind of a weak moment.
If someone's here to offer him help in this trying time, maybe he gives in and he's like,
Unfortunately, this wouldn't be something that you could communicate with the towers directly. But as you've been so helpful recently, Ashtakar, this is my choice. As we made our way across the Shoal Pash, or entering the Shoal Pash, we were set upon by band of brigands, and I was taken captive. My compatriots trailed them, and they did obviously rescue me from them, but the brigands, their leader was a Zoreg.
I'll explain it.
I was about to say, Arcana roll. Or nature.
The leader was a Zoreg, and as Ashtercroc and our friends set through the camp and on the brink of success, he was going to take me with him. But obviously he did not. I carried the dagger nail in my forehead. And we don't know exactly. There's no assistance that can be rendered from the towers at this point. This is as far as many of us know, this has never happened before. So, if you think that there's anything, I would beg of you to seek it privately. Speak of this to no one.
Of course, Your Majesty.
Sorry.
No, I had more to say.
Okay, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, but we'll be as silent as possible. But I think it might be prudent to say I've been alive for a very long time now in many of the race's reckonings, and I've seen many things that have never been seen before, where hope seemed all but lost, and in the end, we managed to persevere.
Thank you. That's why I say we hold out hope. All right, so
This guy better love me.
what that means, so the Zoreg are. Yeah, if you do, I do need history checks. I do need history checks from you guys for that, because it's not super widely known, especially if you haven't studied the War of the Breach.
I was alive for it. Can I have a advantage?
Yeah, you would definitely get advantage. You
20.
would get advantage on it.
It didn't help.
Unnatural.
Advantage means you roll twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys are both history nerds.
I
You
got a
lived through
10 and a 12.
I read a book once.
You somehow know. Yeah, cool. I don't know.
Wait, maybe it's a different name for the
No,
Elven speech.
no,
Nope.
Can I roll
Okay.
against nature on this one?
You can get advantage. Yes, you can get nature because I'm letting you get further stuff.
Yes.
Nature based.
Dirty
14.
20.
Dirty 20. Okay. So the Zoreg came over with the breach. They are like the worst news that you could get if you're saying you're facing the Zoreg. I could pull up my big long description from the novel.
Are these the things I've
Yeah,
read?
yeah, these are things you read
okay.
about. Yeah,
Oh yeah, these are nasty.
yeah.
Did
So,
I read?
you may have read this because it's like I really like the description of them because they're super creepy and bad and gross and not good. They've got the tuberous veins on their feet and
I don't
like
think I read that.
the soles of their feet are covered in sores, and they can like when they fly they look like they're being dangled like a set of keys. So they're bad news. They have across their forehead they have a band covered in runes, a metal band covered in runes, and within that, instead of having like a skull, they've got like this weird area where these weird cones like come up and like push and like pass through each other. And it's like they almost break through the skin, but then they float back down. They don't have any eyes. They have pearlescent skin. It's like it's not even like they were missing eyes. Like it's just flat across. Their mouths are too big. They've
So
got
the
blue
thing
lips.
from Pan's Labyrinth
But with the spiky
no.
head.
without the hands.
Well, they wear clothes, so there's that at least.
I'm talking about in the face.
But it's like blood red corduroy, and like they've
Blood
got
red cord.
yeah, it's like blood red corduroy.
Man,
black
they got
trim.
style.
They're
Yeah,
vile.
no, like they're also like super tall, but they always are leaned over, like they're a vulture or
hunch,
something.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they like hunch over, and when they speak, it's like a coarse whisper that echoes in your brain. And their hand they've only got 3 fingers, but the middle 2 fingers were originally 2 fingers, but they've grown together into like a single finger, and they've got this big gross nail that grows out of it.
Stabby nail or a...
that's the
that's the
aforementioned
nail on his
dagger
head.
nail.
That's the dagger nail.
That's the dagger nail. And
He
the
got
way that
poked.
they will sometimes kidnap people is that they'll take that dagger nail and push it into their forehead. And it goes super slow, and the person's like crying out in agony the whole time, and it's like, you know, a nightmarish experience, and then they just fly away with them dangling from their dagger nail. And then those people are never seen again, and they don't know what happens to them. They think they turn them into Zorek, but they don't know how that works.
The king is turning into a Zorek.
Well, he was saved, though, and no one's ever been saved in the midst of being kidnapped by a Zorek.
And they've left the dagger nail in?
Well, you haven't asked why they've left the dagger nail in.
Feels too personal.
We'll wait till later.
Yeah, I'll ask Asher.
I have a question, and it can be absolutely wrong, but I will still picture it in my
You
head.
go ahead.
Does he have the bandage and it just juts out
No.
at one point?
No. The dagger nail's not like crazy big. It's like it's like the 2 fingers like grown together, and they put it on their forehead and like push it in, and it's like probably like a 2-inch like dagger thing.
I was picturing like
It's
a
It's not like
I was picturing
It's not
an
like an
emu
arm.
claw.
It's not an emu claw. It's not a Wolverine claw. It's like a weird
Cassowary.
Yeah, cassowary claw, a velociraptor claw, whatever.
That thing. That's what I was.
No, it grows super thick, and it's got like striations on it. It's like gross fingernails, like people have fingernails that grow too thick through some sort of malformation. It's like that. But they jab it into your skull and then carry you away to never be seen again.
That's fun.
Yeah, so he was saved from that.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good news.
That's the good news. The bad news is that he's in uncharted territory. Asher Croc will remove his hands from his face.
Well,
I just want to pat Asher Croc's back.
That's
Like-
impressive.
like,
for you.
my
Right,
tip.
yeah.
No,
as I'm sure you are
Pat his butt.
It's like just like the back of his thigh. Just pat. Side? The front? Oh, the front of the thigh.
Just
No!
some knee pads.
So yeah, there you go. All right.
Well, the king has decided to bring you into this circle of information. I will say that, as I'm sure you are curious, we have attempted to remove the nail. That does not appear to be an option. And we treating it with whatever means we can concoct at the moment.
New mission. We're hunting down the Zorg.
All right, let's
I
go.
think it's been hunted down.
Yeah, the Zorek is dead.
Oh, okay.
The
okay,
Zorek,
okay.
he didn't.
This
I
is
don't know
the
if he made that
only way you
explicitly
can
clear.
get him.
Yeah, the Zoreg is dead. They just, I don't know what happens when they die.
They just died.
Can we do a montage of me killing the things from the last episode and then sleeping and then going back and killing them again until I'm a high enough level to cast Wish?
You want to get stuck in the Groundhog Day time loop?
No, it's time just keeps going. I'm just I don't leave.
Oh,
I assume they respawn at dawn.
okay. It's a mob spawn. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see what you're saying. Boy,
I killed the tutorial
you're-
enemies until I'm max
it's a
level.
bunch of level. What is it? Level 1 boars? Is that what you're killing?
No idea.
World of
Yes,
Warcraft. Yeah, level 1 boars. Just trying to do that. No.
I'm busy. I'll be right back.
No level
Politely
grinding.
decline that. That it's the problem is it's milestone based. So I'm not gonna. Oh, you only get a level when I give you one.
You gotta
No.
play the
You only get a level when I
game.
give you one.
Can we
But I will
montage the rest of the
say-
story
I
then?
will say that getting this information might help you get a level.
Speaking of getting information, how's Melbim?
Y'all wrote
Is
that
Melbim
down,
within
right?
eyesight?
Yeah.
Melbim!
Can I
Melbim.
prestidigitation?
Did Melbin like walk into the room as that was being said, and
No,
his jaw is just on the floor?
Ground. You guys are out on the ground still. It's like a nice day.
I would like
Chilling
to,
outside. He likes to be in the sunlight at the moment. So
I
that's
was-
good.
What does Melbin smell like?
Melbim smell.
Yeah.
Like?
We were in his
Um,
room. What is his room smell?
Rosemary
It smells
and
like
sage.
cloves and vanilla. It's rather.
Oh, that's delightful.
Yes.
I would like to prestidigitate the air around him to make it smell like vanilla and what's the other scent? Cloves, whatever. It's two. We'll copy it.
Cloves and vanilla.
Around the king?
No, around Melvin.
Well, Melvin.
You're making him smell what he smells like?
No, I just want to. He's done a lot for us, and I want to be nice.
What is? Who?
I cast message.
Oh.
I got your back. Wait, I like to know.
Oh,
I got you.
back.
I,
Your message sounds weird, bro. Why do I sound like this?
don't worry about it, Melvin. I wanted to give you a little treat. You know, I thought you might like it. I'm sorry. Get back to your important conversations.
You smell
I'm
nice.
in the midst of. Just a moment. I'll be back in just a moment.
Did you put me on hold?
I have one remaining. No, he comes back at that point and like, well, I have apparently missed out on another juicy happening.
Spilling the king's beans.
Yeah, so it's the second time that he's. What happened the first time?
There was the attack.
Oh yes,
He was stabbed.
Well, no, it was in the hallway when you tried to break it.
I missed
You-
quite a bit.
It was when you accused Makaro of killing him, and you came out into the hallway. And it's like, whoa, mood shift. What happened here?
Oh yeah, there's quite a mood shift.
It's like I believe you said like, I'm the one who's dead, but it seems awfully tense out here.
We just have an air of chaos about us.
The presentation follows him, so as we're all grimly standing here, there's
Yeah.
suddenly a wave of vanilla and clove.
Well, looks like you all could use some good news. So I do have some. Well, I have some, not all. Anin and Yolpol did not respond. Does not mean they're passed away, but it is the middle of the day, and they are both busy people. So if they are not responding, I think it would be fair to say they will not be responding. Telbrick, did I say that correctly? Telbrick. Pardon me. I did die earlier today.
It's Telbrick.
Telbrick. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Telbrick. This is close as I'm going to get. He is alive. He is alive. He is very old, from what I can tell vocally. But he is still alive.
Still old.
He is
Alive and
buried
old.
on. And he sends his condolences to the king. He still wishes he could have been here. So keep that in mind.
Where's he located? Where's Telbrick?
I gotta stop kicking this camera. He is in Baradon, which is like, so here's Rejlaz Rhekōlb. He's like just in the middle of here, over here somewhere. Just like there's no good way to get there but to get there.
As landlocked
Yeah.
as landlocked.
Don't
gets.
tempt me.
It's like when the king said like, yeah, it's hard for him to get here and he's an old guy. It's just like a low crime area. We put him there because
So
he's so old.
Bjōlan's on a solo mission to get the knowledge from Telbrick.
I mean, I guess that's up to your compatriots. I won't say friends. You guys know each other for a total of like 72 hours.
Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay.
Wow. All right, Peter. All right, Peter.
Bjōlan breaks out into tears. It's just big
Again.
and ugly. Yeah.
Again.
Hey,
Constantly
Bjōlan is a sensitive soul.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so indeed. All right.
Tough on the outside, soft on the inside.
No, trying to turn on my low power mode here. Should be easier. What are you guys doing? We're going on a quest. Which one?
So,
All right, so he comes back and says that, and the king responds, Yolar responds, Well, that is some good news. I do appreciate you bringing us back. He's not British. Hold on. Let me get into Southern. There he is. I appreciate you reaching out to him. Tell Brick. All right. He is our option at this point.
Was Melbim implying that the other two are dead?
Yes. No, he was. Yeah, he was being a little obtuse about it. But when he said if they didn't respond, they're not going to respond, that was his way of saying he thinks they got murked.
He's just
He thinks
Well, he was dead
he thinks
earlier.
they're dust mummies.
That's pretty big coming from a guy that was dead earlier. You know.
Listen,
They-
he prepared.
What if
He's
they get
got
better?
Contingencies. Literally, he's got contingencies.
Does he
I
still
will
have
also say that I am
contingencies?
now unable to cast more spells at that level. So
Melbim needs a
I
nap.
was murdered in the middle of the night, so I did not get my general replenishment.
Can I do Arcana check?
On
I want to know a thing about the world. I assume I'm to the level to cast long range message, even if Melvin taught it to me.
Oh, sending, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't need
Is
roll
there
for
any
that.
sort of physical implements for messages? Like, is there like,
Like a magic item?
yeah,
Is that what
but like
you're
I
asking?
don't know if it's one the
Sending
same,
does
but
exist, yes.
okay. So can I ask? I guess I would ask. I don't know if the king would know it. I'll ask Melvin.
Ashbrook might be able to
This
make one.
I'll ask that question later when we're preparing for a quest, assuming we leave.
Assuming you leave. Okay. Yeah. I appreciate you reaching out. Tell Brick. All right. So he, like I said, he's in Baradon. It's a hop, skip, and a jump over to Baradon. I gotta tell you, I personally have not been to Baradon, so I envy you in that. Well, I may be jumping the gun here. Oh, gun. Whoops. I may be putting the cart before the horse here.
What's a cart?
What's a cart? The wheel hasn't been invented in Umbalin. What are you guys talking about?
There are all
But
those
we
like
got
weird
really nice
triangle
handles.
all
wheels.
your wagons are on sleds.
It's an eternal ice age.
No. You have two people sitting on either side, and they just perpetually cast control water, create destroy water to grease the wheel, to grease the skate.
Instead of just
Oh,
casting
actually, they
grease.
cast grease. Yeah. Well, grease is I believe grease is actually a spell and create destroy water.
It's cantrip.
Is lower level?
Well,
No, grease is level 1.
Let
Yeah,
me
grease
see.
is level
one.
Hold on.
I think they're both level 1.
I could have it if I want.
Yes, grease is a level 1 spell.
Control water is a
We
cantrip.
want a
Create
grease
destroy
sled.
water is
We
level
want a grease sled.
No, wheels exist. That was a joke.
Grease wheels.
Grease sled, and we cast
They
grease.
aren't that reliant on magic that they have to do something as unuseful as that.
Is teleportation? No.
Grease sled.
I know
yes.
I represent the non-magic users at this table, but we definitely have wheels. We're getting work done without you.
They're all those weird triangle.
Is the grease spell like the magic version of WD-40?
Essentially, yeah.
Well,
It doesn't
think of
squeak
it
anymore.
as that time
Let's go fix
when
all
I
the doors
sprayed
in the house.
pledge on the hardwood floor and you walked over it.
So
That's the grease
hyper
sled.
Like a
specific.
track.
Yeah, but it makes sense. All right.
Sire,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
know-
He sounds like this now.
I know that
It's
these
fixed.
are
He's better.
I'm better now.
I-
I also take after Ashtercock. And I don't have an accent.
he was your tutor.
Aha!
I know these are Sire. I know these are hard times, and that these are. I'm trying to be serious. Sire, I know that these are hard times, but if I could know your will of how best I can serve you, so that I can find the way to really live up to my Pajo's role and the role that's been forced upon me, just as your role has been forced onto you.
All right, give him his life's purpose.
His life, I don't know about his life, but maybe for like a Jashrid or two.
And then from that day forth, he was a grown man.
Well, thank you, Jashrid, probably to get there.
And you know what I was like this?
All right. Sorry, let me get in. All right. That's right. Okay. Bjōlan, at this moment, I think that the best, from my perspective, the best plan would be to go speak with Telbrick. He maybe the only he may be the only Kyobaj left aside from yourself, and I beg your pardon if it's not true, but I don't believe that you would be considered a full Kyobaj at the moment.
That is correct, sir.
You would be
Sorry.
rather young.
I had received a lot of training from Apaggio, but it was not complete.
Had not gone through the ritual.
Yes,
I can't remember the name.
the name that might not exist.
The name's in there, I think. I think I came up with it.
You go
He just opens up a journal.
Okay, well, sure.
at your pleasure.
And that's what he was getting at anyway. So you wouldn't say it aloud because that is hush hush knowledge. I think that Tilberic would be the best option to go speak with. He would be able to provide the most complete knowledge of runes at this point, and may be able to assist in proceeding us further in our understanding of what's happened here. It's a long trip. I don't know. I don't know that we have the men to spare to go with you, because this is a rather sensitive matter. But I don't know what sort of orders you all are under here. I would be willing to assist in outfitting your journey to Baradon.
Technically, am I AWOL right now?
No, you.
I just realized he said to do something, and I went off on my own tangent.
You did. I think he got. If there was any sort of question, rank would have gotten pulled at this point because, like, you were working with Ashtakroc, who is technically like the king's right hand. He's
just had a bit of a panic moment.
Yeah. Yes, but no. If they asked you, Ashtakroc, you'd be able to like say, "All right, let's work with Ashtakroc." He'd say, "Oh, what do you mean you're working with Ashtakroc?" And he'd say,
"That's above your pay grade."
Working with Ashtakroc, and it's like, "Oh, he's working with Ashtakroc." Okay, well, okay. He doesn't even know that you're. Well, you're in the garb. You're still in.
Yeah,
you're still in garb.
I'm in uniform.
Garb. He's in garb. So, yeah, you'd see. I can't say it. But for you two, I don't know. What are your specific orders from your commission? For you will be the commission, and for you will be your Master Croc. What's the word?
I was sent just to investigate like the anomaly in general, right?
Yeah, you heard about the runes though. You did hear about the runes.
Okay.
You would have heard about the runes, and that was part of your investigation. Is you're here for the runes? You both here for the runes, actually.
Wait, I am?
Yeah, that's why you're. Yeah, you would have heard that. Yes.
Oh, yeah, strange Shaharan script.
Sire, I was sent to investigate the runes and the anomaly that happened here.
So they would give you leave to proceed with.
To follow it to whatever inns the clues lead us to.
I will. Ashtakroc, we should make note and send word to Umbalin to see if we can get him a full commission to work with us here. I know that there are.
I don't know, but that sounds good.
I know that there are certain regulations by which you all abide.
Yes,
I know
sire.
that the implantation, that's a bit botanical. But apropos, I know that you all tend to have long terms of study before you are sent off to help a court directly, but I believe that we may be in extenuating circumstances at this time. Pulls out a flask.
Prestidigitator.
Why does this taste like blueberries and violet? Seems redundant.
Let's say, Your Majesty, I similarly was sent by the towers to investigate the occurrence, particularly to have to do with the runes we found around the city. I'll speak with Melbim to see if he can send word back to the towers of my departing the city, but I don't believe there would be any regulations restricting my actions here. I think, as I said, I was sent to investigate the matter, and if that takes me elsewhere, then I am well within my jurisdiction to do so, and to help you as well in any way.
Would you be considered? Are you at the level of the name escapes me. Are you at Yonsud or higher?
Am I?
You are a Yonsud.
But not high up.
There's not too many other levels, but
Was that an or higher?
yeah, Yonsud or higher.
Oh!
Yonsud or higher. You are a Yonsud.
Yes, Your Majesty, I am a Yonsud.
Alright, I know that you all have much more flexibility in your pursuits. So, well then, do we have Astrocroc? Forgive me. Do we have more than 2 Drumel available? And I know that ours arrived with us. Well, they're actually on the other side of the Tejan. I hope they're still there. We should send.
Yes, sir. I will send. I actually had already brought them across. I had the dispatchment go out and retrieve all of our Drumel. That's how our friends were able to leave in a timely manner.
Of course. Alright, so there are 2 Drumel available at the very least. We'll have to find some more here, so that you have some steeds to transport you in most expeditious fashion. But that should not be too terribly difficult. We have the means. We may just have to go a little ways afield to get it done. You will take Astrocrocs because you're enormous.
And now we spend 3 weeks traveling.
Yeah.
Alright, now's the nitty-gritty survival campaign.
Yeah, now's where.
Check your rations. Quick mic check. Mine actually disconnected at some point.
Well, that's why I've got the room mic.
Yes. But I just figured we all could probably do a double check. I don't know if
mine-
it's because I wasn't talking enough, but
Did you? I mean, you're still on the same recording.
on the same recording and I
We'll see.
reconnected it, so it's at least recording again.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
Mine's going strong.
I know that yours is good. Mine's good.
Check.
I can probably just unplug my phone at this point, actually.
Yeah, you're here for the drink, right? You're here for the drink, right? Hey, we have got a new battle cam set up. It's on a coat hanger. You can't see it, but I did need to tell them that because they're here
For the jank.
The jank.
Okay, they're here for the jank.
And the boys.
The boys, the bros, Umbalin campaign. All right, that's the team chat. Anyways, now that we're talking about this,
Oh, I started mine early.
What am I saying? You guys are heading there. Okay,
We're
well,
going on an unexpected
where
journey.
are we at? We're at like hour 10. Do we want to do our level up like in the middle of the session, or here's what we can do? We'll take a quick break to see. Well, we're already. Maybe this is just a shorter episode. What do you think? You
Can
guys
we-
wanna keep
What
pushing?
if we...
Can we do some prep before we leave and
Keep
then the
pushing?
episode?
Okay, yeah. Let's just.
I like that idea. Do like the journey prep.
Okay, yes. Let's do some scenes of you guys before you leave. Conversations you want to have before you leave, because we are now headed out. We will end leaving Rejlaz Rhekōlb and level up in between
You said
sessions.
something earlier, and I have a comment for you.
So, what do you guys want to do before you head out of town?
I'll talk to Melbim.
You want to talk to Melbim? Okay, here right now, or like wait a second?
I mean, are we doing just like a montage of stuff we're doing before?
Talk to Astro.
Anything you guys want to do before this group of 7 splits?
Oh yeah, I'll do this
Yes.
later. Probably
I need to
in the next
retcon
one.
something.
You want to retcon something?
We've been out
We're
around the
sending
city
some,
several
right?
times.
Yeah.
And I wish I had done like a perception
can't tell
check
you it
several
out of game.
times.
It's metagaming.
Oh, right.
Just to keep looking for my
Astro
parents and
Box,
any
Magic
sign
Box.
of them. So
Makes magic items.
Oh.
You can make some rolls, right? While they're doing some other things, go ahead and make.
So you
how
can't use that
many?
information unless I
Listen,
tell
you've
you.
been out,
Fistfinger would know. He
walking
knows that I'm
through.
telling.
I think you did one walking up to the palace.
maybe
I imagine
so,
there's a tower.
Melbim would not be the man to ask.
You would have done one.
I imagine
you would have done one while you're like
one of these mini towers.
doing
is for us.
the
going around
the
for
first
ruins,
day around there.
ruins.
So that'd be.
Yeah.
I'll give you
Bomb.
2 for that, and then I'll give you 3 for that and 2 for today.
Okay.
When you guys were going out and in, so it'd be
So-
1 out for 1 in.
6 total?
So that's 5.
5 total.
5
Okay.
total. You get 5
Sorry, I
rolls.
double counted one.
That's I also said like 7 different numbers.
That was almost a 20.
I want to talk to Astrocog. Oh.
It's on the
You
So
would
do
have
I.
This is
Oh.
before we
your
break the
math's
7.
bumped
Yeah.
there.
It
Okay.
is. I'll redo that one.
I don't know what. I'm beginning
You're
to
okay.
think.
You need to replay Skyrim and just talk to all the Norns.
Ashtokrok, do you know where I could find some basic medical supplies? Bandages,
Well,
or if you could supply me with some?
I'll check the apothecary that we have here on the palace grounds. As you could imagine, the plant goods, not so much.
Destroyed.
The salves, some of them have survived. You know, they have a good shelf life in general. So I'll certainly take a look. We will be able to supply you guys with medicinal supplies.
Would the
A good bit
Question.
of potion.
Would the alchemist have sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter?
Oh, for me, I always travel. I travel heavy. Okay, so yeah, I can. Do you need something? It's sulfur. What is it?
Sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter.
We can certainly find that. If not within my own personal stores within the armory.
Is this bomb
that's-
material?
Yes, I'm asking for bomb materials, and Astrocog knows exactly what I'm saying.
If you mix these things together,
You make gunpowder.
You will have to stay in the armory while you work with those. But I believe. Oh, wrong map. I believe. Yeah, we might have to go to the garrison. I don't know why I changed it to you. We might have to go to the garrison. But I'm
Play
sure we can
montage
find
of us
something.
raiding supplies from this.
You already had some cost-free shopping. They don't know that.
Everything, it was 100% discounted items, guys.
I got a 13, a nat 20, 7, 12, and 8.
All right, a nat 20.
And it was my second roll, for what that's worth.
Second roll. Okay. I mean, you guys would have been in the side streets at that point. Because it would have been like after you came up out of the sewers, finding the first one in the center of town. So maybe to the place where.
And I'm obviously not expecting to find them alive. So to give
Right.
this a little more color, like if I could find like my father's dagger or my mother's ring or something to that effect, you know, some kind of
That they were here.
family,
Mm.
trinket, and then like, you know, then I've got it on a chain around my neck the rest of the time or something.
What I will say, because I want it to be even sadder, is that as you walk by a pile of personal effects, you find
You are a sick man.
Is Ūpōnōr
it's
like?
just like a mound of things that they've
They
collected.
collected.
Yeah,
What about
yeah,
Ūpōnōr?
it's just like a
And I
mound.
just-
And
I
I wonder if
you
you're
see-
digging through
There's
the
just a
pile.
glint on it, and well, I will give you your father's signet ring. You will somehow found that with a nat 20. I'll give you that, but that's all you find.
Hang on, I don't know,
It's-
man.
it's your-
Is
the
Ūpōnōr
signet-
with him?
Huh?
Is Ūpōnōr
Yeah,
with
it's,
him?
this
it's
is-
on
this
your
is
way
day
back.
So
one.
there's just a big pile of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Under guard, like it's like as they're collecting stuff, they put it all here.
I look like a guard.
Be careful. I'm
You do look like a
volatile.
you do look like a
I
dog.
am disguised, and he's creating a
You
scene.
are shading so. You're trying to get the chaotic evil, aren't you?
No.
You're just
It's not evil.
Okay, fine. Chaotic neutral at the most egregiously generous as I can be.
He's the Bolos of this campaign.
Apparently so.
Hey, they don't need it anymore.
It's just really humorous with his like family thing going on. He's just over there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Ūpōnōr, I just wanna say this. Ūpōnōr would
like
100% see him making a scene as an opportunity.
Fine. I mean, you roll me sleight of
You
hand
sad, strange little
with advantage.
Blame Wyatt for this.
Yeah,
Did you tell him? Did you tell him to steal stuff?
I just thought it'd be funny.
He goes, "Hey, Ūpōnōr, there's a pile of stuff."
No, I was like, if Ūpōnōr's with him, he's definitely looting.
You said sleight of hand, right?
Sleight of hand with advantage.
Okay, so that's 18.
He seems pretty good. Oh.
It's 15, so 18.
Okay, so let me think here.
He could be worse.
Wait,
At
what
least he's being
was your total?
consistent.
Yeah.
18.
18 was the roll or the total?
That's the total.
Okay, total was 18. All right, let me pull up a. Where's my? Oh, is it not up there? Is it over here? Aha!
Your loot chart?
Yeah. Let's go to the. Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll go.
The cursed dagger. No.
We'll go magic item table B.
Please be a sending stone.
Are you gonna add the signet ring?
Hey, is this what you're looking
Or
for?
do I need to try and add it?
You're just
that
like-
is a trinket, so you should be able to
chuck
find
it in a well.
Unseen servant catches
That
it.
is chaotic evil.
Am I missing one of my details?
Like, what's this?
Oh no, there it is.
Does it explode? Don't
Look!
care.
A deck of cards. No.
What's in this bag? Nothing.
I'm trying
What's
to
in
see if
this
this is
bag?
a proper table to roll
Can't
on.
breathe.
Yeah. To arm all
Dude,
the
a
way
bag
down
of
there.
holding would be sick because I know what I can do with a bag of holding.
Downtown activities.
Hold lots of bombs. Or
And
make
then
a
you
big
ignite
bomb.
them and point it at someone.
Here we are. This is what I'm looking for.
And I've created a cannon.
Trigger challenge. Okay.
Really? I imagine it would just do damage to the things
I
inside.
have done research on how to abuse magical.
All right, number one.
By done research, you
is
mean spoken with Michael.
44. Oh, that's dumb. Roll again.
Why is that? Oh, it's just a.
Sending stone. Done.
That's worse. Bummer. I'm rolling on the first chart to see what I roll on the second chart, but I think I'm just going to roll on chart B. We'll say 1d4 times. Oh, 4. You were very successful. No, with an 18, I'm going to roll with this. It's another 4.
Fate has decided.
Fate hit the dice again. All right, 26, which is a potion of resistance.
Congratulations.
Do you want me to write it down as I'm?
No, I'll get it.
Potion of resistance number 2. Oh,
That's a 3.
I gotta re-roll it. Went outside the box. 17. Oh no, a potion of fire breath. Come on.
Dad!
You got it.
Yeah!
Is the range reduced because of his small stature?
84. What's that gonna be? That's high.
Sending stone.
Of course.
It's a deck of mini. Is it a
It's an
cannon?
alchemy jug.
Oh,
Is that just moonshine?
I think it's most of whatever you want.
Oh, nice.
I have a giant bottle of nitroglycerin.
I don't. I think
Don't
it's,
drop it.
hold on. I think that. I'll have to look up alchemy jug.
Your character.
Are you writing this stuff down? Okay, hold. Somebody write down.
I cannot write
I need
that
to
fast.
stop.
let me get it. Let me get it.
I don't have a pencil
I have
either.
it here.
Potion
I
of
also
resistance.
Potion of
Recording.
resistance, potion of fire breath.
breathing,
Uh huh.
and
Alchemy
breath
jug.
and alchemy jug. Last one is 35 ammunition plus 1. So you have one good arrow. That doesn't make any sense. Really, none of these make any sense. Alchemy jug I can give you.
Is it like
Because the
an arrow at
I
super
should probably just
pokey?
pick off of these.
You're like this.
Yeah, is it a +1 arrow?
Does it make
Ammunition
all
plus
his
1.
arrows +1?
Yeah, like that is
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna
weird
roll.
magic item.
Is it like Minecraft? It's an infinity
Oh
arrow.
my goodness! Rather have a 90 maybe
Sending.
and a movable rod.
And a movable
My
rod.
favorite item.
God, he's sticking in someone's shirt!
How does he get the immovable rod?
Yeah, it has this button on it. You click it and you can move it.
And you click it again, you can't.
And then you click it again.
It's so cool.
Wait, so people get stuck on it?
Yeah, it just
It does.
I
frozen
put it
in
in
space.
space, I click it, and
And
it
it don't
can't
move.
move.
It don't move until you click the button again. So
Like, it's
the
really
movable
funny
rod
when
helps
you
me
put
busted.
it
yeah,
into
It
something.
is busted. I rolled a 90 on a D100.
So I got potion of resistance, potion of fire breath, alchemy jug, arrow +1, and immovable rod.
Erase the arrow plus 1.
Can we, if
Alchemy.
the alchemy jug is explosive,
were
can he
all
roll every time he takes damage to
very
see if it
good.
goes off?
I'll have to see what the alchemy. I think the alchemy jug is. Let me alchemy jug.
Just in the middle of combat, you
So
get barely
what's the
hitting
rune
him.
on my father's signet ring?
Yeah, what is an alchemy jug? Is it just...
I think it's
I'm picturing
It's
an
not a rune.
IED. So
It's not a rune?
It might be a rune, but it'd be for Ojmont.
just
Like
your,
what?
your surname.
Whatever.
I've never heard of an alchemy jug.
I thought it was the one that like
Do you have your
you
page
could pick
pulled
an
up?
item
Yeah, it's a
and
pull-
it,
Yeah,
you
I
could
just
pick a
need it.
liquid.
Do you got it?
My
I've
item
got it
page?
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not from the 2024 Dungeon Masters guide. Give me that legacy, that juicy legacy DMG. Alchemy jug. The ceramic jug appears to be able to hold about a gallon, but weighs 12 pounds, whether empty or full. Sloshing sounds can be heard from inside. You can use an action and name one liquid from the table below to produce this chosen liquid. Afterward, you can uncork the jug as an action and pour liquid out, up to 2 gallons per minute. That's the amount of
Do I
liquid.
have an infinity jug?
Let me finish. The amount of liquid the jug can produce depends on the liquid you name. Once the jug starts producing liquid, it can produce a different one until it's reached the maximum amount until the next dawn. Acid, 8 ounces. Basic poison, half an ounce.
So after our
Beer, 4 gallons. Honey, 1 gallon. That would take a long time.
Yeah.
That would be oh wait, no, it says it has the same rate for everything. Honey flowing at 2 gallons a minute.
It's powerful.
Magic, honey.
You could drown someone. You could waterboard someone with honey.
Don't give us ideas.
I just did.
We'll do it.
Mayonnaise, 2 gallons. Oil, a quart.
Mayonnaise is on the list.
Mayonnaise is on the list.
Who needs
Vinegar,
grease?
2 gallons of vinegar. Oh. Fresh water, 8 gallons. Salt water, 12 gallons. Wine, 1 gallon.
Oh man,
So
So no nitroglycerin,
no explosives.
no explosives.
there's oil.
You do have acid, you do have poison, and you do have a quart of oil. So do with that what you will, because you will do what you want. Thanks for this aside. Thanks for looking for your parents.
You
more.
know, I just
wanted to find my parents.
I just wanted
Okay.
So
Find my
did he
parents.
find
question,
Yeah, he
Xander.
found the same one. He knows his parents are dead now.
Question.
For sure.
Question. Is this a you allow
He's just
thing?
over there going, sweet!
I like to
Look
imagine,
at all this stuff.
I'm sobbing.
I like to imagine the camera is on him, like weeping,
like-
and in the background.
Click.
No, Xander, did you hear one? Did you hear it? The video's on, like it's on him sobbing, and I'm just in the background.
I'm just like,
It's a
Stuffing my
back
back.
focus.
Yeah.
Okay. Click. You just like you got the move on. Click. Click.
Okay.
Pocket.
Uncorks
So-
the thing.
Have you even seen something like
If
this?
I had-
Look at this. Are you kidding? Amazing.
If I had a jug of poison, would you allow?
Half an ounce of poison.
Okay, so it's literally like
It's like
you can poison a person.
I assume it's enough for an individual. It's
half an ounce.
humanoid.
How many
does it specify what
mils
poison?
is half an ounce?
I assume it's the poison
After
that gives
he
the
changes
poison.
I think it says basic poison.
Yeah.
Basic
Poison.
So
Okay,
there's-
no
there's a
wyvern
rule
venom.
for it.
Okay.
There's a
After
rule
he
for it.
chooses the liquid, does it stay that liquid, or does it
Until
reset
you-
after
Until he runs out
or
or the new dawn.
You have to use the full amount listed,
Okay.
and then it can be changed at the next dawn.
Okay, so the poison gas bomb. won't
And it's a
work.
rolled table.
I'm
50
so glad we didn't
milliliters.
wrap.
So very, very small amount if you're thinking about like medicine doses. 15.
Well, I was thinking about
milliliters.
atomizing into the air.
Was that a cat?
Yeah, there's some cats that come around and they fight on my porch sometimes.
Gotcha.
They also
Acid.
tear up. They tear
We'll
up
do
my
acid.
succulents here on the
Oh
side.
no!
It's ruin my ground cover.
I was gonna make a tabaxi joke, but then it's just the Khajiits from Skyrim. They're like out for the same.
So,
we
we might- Potion of what resistance? Because all of them have options.
Oh, what type of resistance? Oh, it says potion. It just said potion of resistance. Are you looking at 2014?
I assume it just gives you a plus
I'm looking
two
at
to
my
AC.
options.
All right, I'll figure it out later. I
Okay.
think it.
I assume it's just like plus 2 to AC, like a shield. I assume.
That's. I think
Because it's like lightning resistance, necrotic resistance, poison, physical, radiant, thunder.
Are they all like the same cost? Are they all like what? Like basic? Whatever. We need to move on from that.
Yeah.
We had fun though. We had a good time. You stole from dead people. It was great. All right. Your side is now done. Your retcon is now done. We're now back to the present. Does anybody want to say something to the 7 people
I
gathered
would
before
like-
they disband?
I would like to talk to Astro Crop.
All right. While we're all still here. outside.
I'll I assume as we're like about.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think you already did talk to him about it.
Yeah. I imagine like we're all starting to disband and me and him just kind of waddle up.
Gotcha.
I'm like, Ashtracroc.
The king turns back. He walks into there. You all let him go ahead of you.
I don't mean to be a bother. I know there's a lot to do right now, but do you, by chance?
If you'll excuse me, I'm going to retire to my chambers and turn in for the day.
We're all bow.
And he leaves. So hope no one wanted to say anything to him.
We'll find him later. Anyway,
You had never seen him until now.
I was saying Ashtracroc. Do you by chance happen to have a ascending stone or the means to make one? Perhaps I don't know much about artificers, but
sorry, that's not what he sounds like.
I'm sure that amongst our gathered forces, we have some sending stones as a typical equipment for emergency circumstances. Only once per day, remember? But Melbim obviously cannot go with you, so we will, if need be, he can correspond further beyond the one time that you have. But just keep in mind, 1 time per day. I will accrue that with your other materials.
thank you. That's all.
Vince.
I wander back to the palace.
He makes this weird, like, serpentine path across the lawn. You guys don't know why he's just not walking in a straight line.
This is true.
He's wandering across an open lawn.
I want to say
idea
my
what's going
intentions
on
with
him.
those alchemy ingredients.
Yeah.
I want to attempt to try to recreate or make my own version
Of a
of a Zurich.
Okay, alright.
I'm glad I wandered away.
I mean,
I'm on the opposite side of the
Right.
city doing this.
Remember, you asked for ingredients, but you don't actually know what's in it yet. You haven't investigated. You've
I
explored.
know what I've invested. That's what I've said. Like,
Okay, you were going to gather what you know to be useful in these sorts of
yes.
instances, and then investigate to see what further you need. Because I think that before you can really experiment with trying to recreate one, you need to investigate.
Yes.
And that would be some intelligence rolls. Now, where do you?
I will set you all up with rooms within the palace. You can deposit things you don't need there, and then pick them up when you return. If any of you have stuff to leave. If that is all, I will head out to the quartermasters to start to make a list for them. Okay.
I bow. From the other side of the field, I bow.
Well, I'm going to.
Oh, he's still? I thought he was.
Yes, I can't leave, if you remember 5 minutes ago.
I thought he was tired.
When I
Like,
was
well,
dead on the ground.
go take a nap.
It's not
You
you,
know what?
Melbim.
I will. I am going to sleep without. Well, sorry. I'm going to repose without dying. That's the term I made. It's repose. I go to repose. Because it's what you do.
Oh, yeah.
Can't pick that up. It's really
Gotcha. I gotcha. I repose all the time. I'm really good at reposing.
What is happening?
Elf stuff.
They are both severely insecure.
They looted.
It's a Sharon thing.
They do Sharon. Yeah, that's right. The cool ones. I mean,
Yeah. It all makes sense when you read the book. Okay, it all makes sense when you read the book. Yeah, but I will continue to peruse the library and attempt to make my own method of inquiry. While you all off across the packing. And sayonara, because Japanese is a new word. Obviously. All right, what do you guys want to do? What are you doing? What's happening?
I guess so. Cool. I would like to do 3 things.
He just said if no one else has anything.
These are the only
3 things before you leave.
the only
We'll say
3
that you
things.
take the rest of this. You guys are going to take the rest of this day unless you have But yeah, you're going to take the rest of this day. It'll collect your stuff, and you guys will be leaving in the morning. So that is the plan. Now,
I would like to at some point speak with Melbim, just be like, hey,
No.
can you send word to the tower when you feel better and have the spell slots to let them know I'm leaving the city. Just to update them.
For that one, that I would not feel comfortable if we're trying to perpetuate the ruse that I'm.
You know what, Melbim?
They know my
That
voice
was
now.
a test, and you have passed with flying colors. I have full trust in you.
We'll use one of the other sending stones that. Ashcroft, could you add another sending stone? Oh, actually.
Yeah.
I'm a magic man!
He remembers halfway.
Can you hear me now?
Does the spell begin with I'm a magic man?
Of course, the word man doesn't exist in this world, so like that doesn't mean anything.
Made just now. But yes, I want to do that. The other thing, I want to spend essentially the other time where everyone else is doing other things to prepare, I want to be in the library.
In that library.
Yeah, scouring for, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right.
Yes. Go ahead.
The
I know.
Amabshat, the Deliberations of the Legacy of Moslep. That book, I want to find it. Or any record of its
Is it
existence.
slep or schlep?
It's like kind of middle of the paragraph right there. I assume no one found it while we were looking earlier, but I want to spend literally the time up until we're leaving. Well, roughly. Scouring the library for this thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I can be certain it's either here or not here.
Two things.
I have to think. Okay.
I want to raid the library for
Hey, we'll do
some
it
light
together.
reading that has no pertinence to the quest whatsoever.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You can help.
And I also want to, before I'm leaving in the morning, cut up some of my bedding into bandages.
Obviously.
And that is all.
I feel like the first thing was like you, and then the second thing was your character.
They're both his character.
Yeah.
The Omvarog are very utilitarian, man. They get by.
That's amazing.
I said rule on here, didn't I?
I'm the cleric. I need some bandages.
You're
I
ruling
need
on
some
me.
bandages.
bandages.
He is a cleric. That's right.
You're just
He's a
out
cleric.
there.
Cleric. That's why. Okay.
Earlier I was gonna raid for some plants for some like medicine, but then like everything's destroyed.
Let me think here. I'm gonna give you some options. Let's throw out some options. Because I know what your character likes. We'll say that one. You'll have one option. What do you want? Do you want a D4 of options or a D6 of options?
D4.
A D4 of options. Thank you. Number one is going to be a brief history of.
He said light reading.
Yeah. For him, this will be light.
It's brief.
This is a
Quantum
a
physics.
brief. You're going to roll D4 and you'll see which one you find, and then mend because we'll have to mend it. First one's going to be a brief history of the uprising of the lords. I think is what I called it in your backstory, right? Uprising of the lords. I don't know if I actually came up with the full name for it, but that's what it's about. D4 is the pyramid. Okay. Do you guys have any things you want to talk about yourselves, or do you need for all this?
Should I do an investigation or perception roll to find my book?
Yeah, go ahead and.
It's the same modifier, so
we
it doesn't
decide
matter.
our ultimate goal. I mean, we're
Yeah,
going
we're
to
going
go
with you.
to see the guy, but
Yeah.
then what?
You're trying to figure out the runes, and then you're going to come back as far as the agreement with the king.
Can we, since he's also scouring the library, can I
am
enlist his
under
aid and
orders
call out
to
the
go.
help action so I have advantage?
I have a
Sure.
Yes, I
You guys
rolled
are going
it.
to be in there for a couple.
I rolled a 2.
bodyguard.
boy!
Tiny.
Oh, that's much better.
Cash Arn
From a 2 to a 15, so unnatural
Use
20.
you as a buckler.
What to a what?
It's unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Unnatural 20. I gotta remember what my plan was for Up+Out. A brief discussion. That's a discussion or discursion?
Deliberations of the Legacy of
Deliberations of Legacy of Moslep.
Moslep.
Okay. I think it was. Okay. All right, let me think about that for a second.
I'll see it in my backstory.
I think it's a brief aside in like the history of your town that
Is it in the
because- that It was
footnotes?
part of the freelands that were created. It may have been in a footnote. It's
I'm
part
double
of the
checking.
part of the freelands that were created after the dispossession of the lords because of the uprising that had occurred because they didn't like one of the kings. And that's why they were able to build the canal in the first place, because a lot of lords were dispossessed. All right, brief description of that. We'll say, we'll say a farmer's almanac. I didn't spell almanac right, but this is just a note for myself. We will say the line of kings. Let's see, it seems like a pretty basic one. Kings, and number 4. Let's have that one be like magic based or something.
Is it runes and how to find them?
Runes for dummies.
Yeah.
Ruminations on runes. How to cast.
We'll say for that he can then roll a D100. All right, go.
What were they again?
Well, it doesn't matter to you. You're just rolling D4.
Okay. 1.
All right. You got the brief history of the uprising of the lords.
Okay.
I'm glad I came up with those 4. All right, and then you're looking for discussion, the deliberations on.
You said uprising of the lords.
Yeah, a brief history of the uprising of the lords. I guess that's the name. I'll retcon it later if I need to, but it seems like a pretty minute historical detail at this point. Seems like it. Don't count it out, but it's probably brief. It's probably not important. Oh, man, I can't remember if I meant for you to find that here, but you rolled it. You rolled an unnatural 20. Okay. What else does somebody want to do? Want to think about his thing?
Roll intelligence.
Right, because you are investigating the Zero Tricklick.
I want to investigate it in a way where I don't completely destroy everything.
Yeah, that'll depend on the roll.
Okay.
So it's just
If you roll
straight
that
up
one, I'm going to
investigation.
say that you destroyed and don't learn anything.
Okay.
It's a rolling scale. Or do you want to roll a D100? Let's do a D100 instead to see how good you do. Do you have a D? Is that an actual D100?
Yeah.
Let's have
And then the
D100.
D10 as well next to
Regular
it.
D10 as well.
We've been playing D&D for so long.
And this is the first time I've done one of these.
That's why I want to do it, because people don't use D100s very frequently. What'd you get? It's
57.
57?
Pretty middle of the road.
57, so it's not going to be destroyed, because 57 is decent. Yes, that's like 57. Okay. All right, you're able to dissect it, and with a 57, you're able to identify some unknown materials within the Zero Tricklick.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that there's more to it, which you probably already understood. But you're able to identify and separate out those details. With the 57, you're able to
Would I have to roll again to try to get an understanding of how the propulsion mechanism works?
For that, it's going to be a different day. This was
Well, what I mean is is it a cone?
Oh, okay.
The shape of if I took the Zero Tricklick and cut it in half.
Okay. Well, what you would find with
Structure
57,
of the
I'll say
zero.
that, I will also say this. I'll say with the 57 that you're able to find out that the propulsion itself is a separate capsule. So it's a charge plus an armament for the Zero Tricklick. So it's not a self-contained thing. That there's a powder charge that propels it into the air and lights the fuse of some sort that then will go into the Zero Tricklick and cause whatever distribution of fun-looking stuff it ends up having.
And I subtract 1.
And you subtract.
I
No, you didn't destroy it. Unless you want. We could say that.
Subtract 1 and put down a separate item as a.
Yes, we'll say that you
Because
destroy
I
one,
can't
but
make
gain,
it go boom anymore.
Right. You are able to separate out the unique elements. So you now are down you're down to one full Zero Tricklick and a second collection of unique marks with the accompanying notes so that you know how it goes together within the Zero Tricklick itself. Back to you with a 20. With a 20.
Should I clarify what happened to it? Because it was all I know is that it went from
It was in Ūpōnōr.
Yeah.
It was at the College of Ūpōnōr
and
at
then,
one point, and a noble rented it from Ūpōnōr.
Yeah.
And you were hoping that noble then deposited it here at the library because he wasn't a king or queen. It was just a noble, right? It was a
Yeah, just a
high-ranking
noble.
But you do know that he was a noble. Did I give a time frame on that? It was like a couple hundred years ago, I think. It was checked out like 200 years ago or so.
I don't think an exact timeline was given, but it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Longer than a human lifespan for sure.
Okay. All right. And you're hoping that it was in this one here.
Or any records of it.
Yeah. With the 20, you're going to have to find something.
Can it be a scroll of fireball?
You know what? Here's what we will do. With a nat 20,
It's not on that. It's not on that.
with an unnatural 20, you find within a catalog within the library a list of lords and their personal libraries. And within that, you're going to find the name, and I'll give you that name when I make it up. Because I don't have another name at the moment, and I want to make sure that this one fits in appropriately. But you now know the lord that had the book. Who stole the book, to be frank.
And I'm not.
To use Melbim's term.
Yeah, I was about to say. I assume I don't have time to search it before we leave.
Well, his personal library would not be here.
Oh.
It's his personal library. So in his
holding. In his holding.
Yeah. So so basically, the Lord said, "Hey, if you're interested, I do have this book."
Gotcha.
So
Awesome.
the king's librarian, the royal librarian, has kept the books that they are publicly known to have on file there, and you're able to, as you would expect when going through a library, you went through the catalog as one of those things, and as you're restoring that book, we'll say that you found a list of noble libraries, and this guy has the library there. So you know a name. So you, and we'll say, because you would definitely ask this, we'll say that once I come up with the guy's name, you'll also then know where his library would be. And who the current lord would be for that. Who the inheritance. So you would know whose current personal library has that book. Or has that book as of most recent record. Which may not be fully up to date. Because there's, little guys.
It's been a while.
It's in a cave.
Well, that's my evening. I guess I just go and
it randomly spawns in Riften.
No, a new hand touches the book.
Just like one of the stones of Baron Zaya, man. You just can't find those random spawners, bro.
Well, my third thing, I wake up early because I'm an elf, and before we set off,
break your repose. Yes.
Yeah, break my repose. I would like to ritual cast. I assume I can do this because it's on the spell. I think.
It's got the R on it.
Yeah, it says ritual on it.
Yeah, man.
I would like to ritual cast floating disc, and put my stuff on it.
Okay.
And have it so it can follow me. I don't want the horse to carry it. I feel bad. So,
horse, please, Drumo, please.
Oh, that is something I did have a question about. If that was horse.
Yes, it's some sort of equine beast. Okay.
Well, I didn't know if we were riding chicken.
it does only last 1 hour.
No,
but
not here. The human, the keystone
named Bertha.
There are still generally there are different ones that they would have had, but when they Drumel, you guys have Drumel. Guys, they're not purebred Drumel, obviously, but they're still passable beasts.
I'm getting Astrocroc, so I'm assuming that's quite the steed.
It's just a big horse. Yeah, it's just a big horse.
It's a shire. Big.
I'll have to do the math on how long it will take
Red
us
Dead
to get there.
reference.
We'll prepare that. Okay.
It's
Anything
a
else?
horse reference. It's just the name of the horse.
Nice joke.
All right. What else?
I'm all down.
You got your 3 things. You got your thing.
It's going on unexpected.
There's things I want to ask for, but I know I can't get.
I mean, you don't know if you don't ask. You can't break into Makaro's room.
But he packed up everything. It's not his room anymore. No.
You don't know if he keeps private quarters here. He doesn't. He's never coming
He
back.
abandoned the room, but we found this bloody knife.
Oh no, he left the bloody knife. If only you had looked.
It's in the door, so it goes back facing the wall when he walked in.
No.
Mokar's just on the boat like,
I won't do that.
I feel like I forgot something important. I feel like I forgot something important in my room.
he gets all the way back to the Keystone Red.
The knife. It was the knife.
No, I won't because it doesn't correlate to anything. So no, I'm good.
We're good?
I was gonna ask for metal piping.
Metal piping. You're just gonna take some light metal piping on your cross-country trek.
Well, no, just a couple small pieces with some end caps.
You just want to make some pipe bombs. That's all he wants to do, everybody.
But it doesn't
Just wants to
correlate
make some
to an
pipe
ability I have,
bombs.
so I'm not gonna do it.
All right. Sorry, then. You guys get to be level 2 now.
Wait, does it correlate to an ability I have?
Right. I think you do get something with that. I think you do get something at level 2 for Artificer. I think so.
Are we leveling up now?
I mean, we got some time. We could go ahead and do it on stream. Hey, if you don't want to listen to us level up, then you can keep listening because it's a scintillating entertainment, obviously. Yeah, you guys have. First, let's roll our hit dice.
Woo! Hit dice.
You can re-roll ones.
I assume as a wizard it's a d4? I'll find out in a second.
You guys,
My
are,
third
you
level.
guys are pretty.
Thank
guys are
you.
like little petite flowers. You just die so easily.
That's why I stand in the back.
That's why Melbim died so easily.
What's a cleric D4 too?
No, you guys are a little beefier. I think you're a D6.
Is like a level up button or
Wait, hang on.
You have to go to like your.
So I set it to level 2.
Yeah.
But then it just updates my hit points.
Well, you go into your. You need to go into your hit points so we can do that manually. That's what we were doing.
So go into the manage AP.
Just just click on manage hit points. Yeah. And then it'll tell you for a fighter. I think it's a
2d10.
Did we get level 1 feats?
You just roll 1d10.
There's a
Level-
crossbow.
2.
And then
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah. So you roll 1d10 plus your.
Oh, it's a d6.
plus your
Whoa!
Constitution modifier.
Is that
You roll
updated for
3.
2024?
Right. 3 plus your Constitution modifier.
His is D6.
Yeah.
It is d6.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a
Oh, so is
2024
it just,
update
is it
or.
just sorcerers?
I don't know.
They're like really lame. Well, not Umbalin, Umbrolin.
Ooh, I get to pick an arcane tradition.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do D6 or D8?
Just here for a second. Here for a second. I'm almost there.
I both hate it and love it, but I'm going to choose whatever tradition is closest to prestidigitation. Because I imagine his advancement as magic is because he just keeps using it so much.
Oh. There's a really fun one, the Order of Scribes.
I have abjuration, conjuration, divination, enchantment, evocation, illusion, necromancy, or transmutation. What a
I'm
hard
gonna
pivot
take
it would
that
be
'cause
for
it allows me to
divination.
flavor well.
It is a D8 actually
to go into to necromancy. D8 for who?
for him. It's a
Ooh.
D8.
Ooh, I also have Blade Singer, Order Scribes. What is... I don't have a description of that here. Do you know what book that's in? Or I guess I can just look it up in the collection.
Should we go ahead and
be in
level-
there.
we
I've got content sharing.
So
Well, it's just not in the update thing.
So we
Oh,
Hold up, so-
it should be in there. Oh,
Well, the description's not in there. So it's
Oh,
in-
the description.
Yes.
it's in Tasha's Guide to Everything, I believe.
So do we
Thank
level this
you.
up to 2 and then
Yeah.
adjust
And then
the stuff?
it will give you. It'll show you what you need to adjust at that point. Go ahead and roll your D8.
Sign up, sign in.
5.
Ooh, nice. 5 plus 3.
Xander, do you know more? Because you played
You
one
doubled your
previously.
HP, you know?
Do I do anything?
Replicate magic item. How does that work? I'm confused by the.
It takes you an amount of time based off of the level of the item, and you have to have a bunch of money
Do I need to do
Got
anything
it.
and time. What?
for that? Do I need to edit anything for that?
For
Or do-
clerics going to level 2, I don't know that you get much. Let's see. Do you pick your?
How do you keep a record of that? That I
Yours is level 2 now. Yeah.
okay.
You get.
Oh, yeah, there's not... You have to
You
update
get
it
radiance.
later.
You get a. You get
Oh,
your
wait.
general
Manage
control.
HP right here.
Okay.
To put your new hit points in?
I put his
Okay.
hit points in. If he refreshes, it should be in.
Oh, I
Did
see
he
it.
put him in on top of his mic?
No, he just...
Oh no, I updated his.
Is this max 19 now? That's what it's saying is max.
So I put in the 5 that I got for HP modifier.
No, I'll fix the.
He's got it.
You rolled a 5. You rolled a 3. What'd you guys roll?
I'm just seeing where to update it.
You may have to adjust it to manual HP elsewhere.
It can expand.
But I'll make a note of it here.
Add the bonus.
All right. Any other questions? Oh, right. You were asking me actively about.
Yes, that will save my hiney.
At level 2, you can't make much. You can't make much as you level 2 your artificer.
I don't remember choosing a domain.
You may not until 3.
It says first level, divine domain.
Yeah, you didn't fill out your character sheet very much. You don't have any spells picked.
What is a homunculus?
Would life domain deal with like health and stuff?
That would make sense to me. I don't have that at top of mind. What did you guys roll for your HP?
I haven't rolled it yet, so I should probably do that. I rolled a 2. I have good con though. My con is.
You do? Oh,
yeah,
right. You rolled
+2.
really well for your character.
I did. So +4 to whatever I have now, which I think is 8. So 12. You know, I'm not too worried considering we have not seen combat. Well, I haven't seen combat yet. Me and Nibjum.
You guys are kind of lucking out getting to level 2 here, but level 1's just so squishy.
I'm just going to have to look up Tasha's guide to everything.
Do you have like a list of Umbalin deities?
I mean, yours would mostly be Fuelcon because you're really on veneer.
Okay.
If you wanted to be, I feel like would your character do something other than Fuelcon? You feel like you would dabble out, like maybe into Turin? Is this for life domain?
Yeah.
Fuelcon would be very good for it. Turin would be pretty good for it. Tesa would be interesting for it.
Who was the first one you said? The dude.
Fuelcon's your
okay,
dude.
then I'll just go Fuelcon.
What?
He'd be good for it.
Oh my goodness. Order of Scribes is sick, but I can't find much about. Like you
get an awakened spell book. You can talk to him.
Yeah.
You get to have a friend.
I'm just really struggling to get through like D&D Beyond's interface. So I'm being honest.
That's fine. Okay. Well, before we go, I need you to roll for me your HP there, Mr. Ūpōnōr.
Okay, me.
Which for an artificer, I think is D8. Yeah, D8.
Wizardry Quill.
You reroll ones. All right. You can reroll ones.
What? When do our characters level up? Is it the night before we leave? Is it like in the middle of the night we're like, I'm enlightened? When does my book become to life? What?
Yeah, Order of Scribes is awesome.
Am I like...
You guys would have met, in the old campaign, you guys would have met an Order of Scribes person. You did meet her. You met Tumbunaho team.
Remember, her book sounded like this.
Oh, yeah.
I bet that was great.
It was a really nice time.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably would have just at some point at night, but like, and bada bing, bada boom, I got a book now.
Well, yeah, it says using specially prepared inks and ancient incantations. So maybe it's something I've been trying for a while to pull off. And like in the middle of the night, I'm absent minded. I'm like, I give up. It's not working. I go to do my respite.
Yeah.
And then like I get bothered.
Almost.
My repose. I go to do my repose.
Respite's good.
And I get like, I don't know, nudged by a living book. I'm like, whoa,
bro.
It took 500 years for this to work.
I can channel divinity now and heal you guys.
Give you such a crick in the neck.
What? That's so I can swap out damage types? That's crazy.
Yeah, no, like I said, Order of Scribes is a baller wizard class.
I can cast ritual spells at normal time.
Good for you guys.
Once per long rest.
I got Action Surge.
This
Action
is
Surge
busted.
is huge.
It is useful. I can do
Action
some
Surge
damage.
is
I can do some damage.
Especially with you because you're
I'm
a polar
gonna do
master.
yes. And then
Ugh.
and then later.
And then later, other things.
I'm gonna be really annoying.
The reason I ask about when exactly this happens is because using my new magical writing quill, I can copy spells equal to 2 minutes for each spell level.
Yeah.
I want to go hang out with Melbim for a while and copy a couple of his spells if he'll let me.
Run through the halls of the night.
It costs half the money, right?
Oh, it costs money? I didn't even know it cost money.
Yeah, I think copying spells costs money. It's like it's a couple hundred gold because the inks are so expensive.
It doesn't say anything, so I just assume it costs the same amount. Double
I
check.
think it costs half, if I remember correctly from my last round.
Time is spent to copy a spell and it's 2 minutes per spell level if you use the quill transcription. It doesn't say anything about
I
money.
mean, enhanced weapon makes sense.
I'll have to take a look at it. I thought it said something about money. Okay, well, apparently Will is done. So, yeah, thanks for joining us for another episode of Umbalin and Oblivion.
You're good. You're good.
I had it outroed us. If you're more interested in audio only for whatever reason, I get tired of looking at me too. So, you know, we are on all of them: Spotify, Apple, Overcast.
Use it. It's great. Only on Apple though. Sorry.
Also, you could watch us for a couple minutes on YouTube for free. A lot of ads on YouTube recently. Still, they don't give us money yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We will have a new season of Up+Out coming out soon-ish.
Yep.
A deep dive season. So if you're into the Theology Bro portion of that, you can go ahead and watch our last seasons. They're up there too. You can watch the old ones. Audio quality not as good on the first season, but we get better every day.
We're learning.
Okay? A little better every day.
Yep.
Anything else? Music, obviously, you could also listen to on YouTube, on the Umbalin Easy Listening, or just the Umbalin soundtrack. I mean, I've got the Umbalin and Oblivion soundtrack, which is everything. There's some tracks on there that aren't on the easy listening because they're like, hey, you're in a cave, or hey, this is a full piano sonata, and like it's got too much going on at some points to be useful in everyday scenarios, but it's really nice. Really nice. It's very interesting. The 12-tone section's like a little, hit or miss for some people, but I think it's interesting. That's why I wrote it. Other than that, anything you guys want to say before we get out of here?
Nope. Thanks for watching.
I was supposed to come up with a thing, but I'll just figure it out for the next one. Okay. Well, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.